I sent a letter which was explaining 4-week breakdown of topics. If you don't have, no issue, I have that. I will send you all an email copy of this at the end of the session.
That's okay, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. Just give me 1 minute. I have one contact request from Hyderabad. Let me connect them, then I'll resume in just 1 minute. All right, so in this session, what we are going to do is we are going to cover different elements of the discussion about plagiarism, and we are going to make sure that we go through enough procedures that are necessary for you to know when you are using Turnitin yourself. And there are certain general misconceptions going around in students and in faculty members because everybody resists using Turnitin for document check. So we have to make sure that you know the maximum and you have received practice of maximum as well. Please understand, every week we will have weekly evaluation taking place on every Friday, which means every day you are going to be left with some reading, something for you to go through. Next day when we meet, we will have a little recap of that also, and we are going to have connected discussion every day from 10 to 11. And after that, there is a follow-up. I'll give you a small follow-up tasks every day too, and at the end of the week I have to make sure that whatever we have discussed, you have analytically understood that, and you are able to you will be tested on that. I will use this generic term without letting you know what kind of test this is going to be. This is not an exam where you have to fill sheets with papers. It's going to be very practical, and you will be given access to accounts, you will be given sample documents to process, and then we will, by we I mean myself here, I will try to ask you certain critical questions just to check your understanding of the report that is generated and the procedures. So in these 4 weeks, I'm very excited because I hope that this is going to benefit you in a manner that you are going to get your grip on the whole issue of what plagiarism is and how this is being combated using tools like Turnitin. And at the same time, you have to see whether the version of this online service that people know, whether this is the same version that really exists, or there are other versions of the same also. So our today's session that we have is going to be about background. I have the list with me, the modules. I'll share the list with you. Somebody has turned on the mic. If you could please mute it for some time. So today what we are going to do is we are going to discuss some basic concepts about plagiarism. And I don't really need to go much into the details of what plagiarism is. That's a very much known thing, but I'll just go over this one by one. This presentation that you see on screen is basically adapted from a presentation that was prepared by University of Alberta in Canada. I don't take credit for preparing it myself. Reason being, this addresses many of the issues that we are going to discuss today. First off, we have to understand what plagiarism normally is. I'm hearing someone's mic. If you could please. We just need the mic to be muted. Someone's mic is here. If you could just check yours while I talk, okay? First thing is that when you talk about plagiarism, this plainly means that you are not having good intentions of using someone's work. That means you would like to use someone's work into your work and you would like to make it your own. And there are two things that I must say, there are two versions of it. There are people who say that I did not mean to cheat, which is called unintentional plagiarism, and there are people who say that no, they don't really say, they do it. So what we have to understand is whether a student wants to give credit of whatever he is using. This is number one. Secondly, we have to understand, is there a need to be concerned about it? Well, this one is pretty tricky, because people normally believe that there is no need to be worried about plagiarism. If you are cheating, or if you are producing theses, or if you are producing assignments without much effort, and you are getting through to the next level, or you are getting through to the exams also, there is no need to worry. Well, at NUML, yes, the students really have to be worried about this. Reason being, because NUML plagiarism policy specifies clearly that if students are found plagiarizing in their thesis, they are going to have, they are not going to get through. And similarly, okay. And similarly, I mean, NUML plagiarism policy has to be handy with you people, so that you could understand the severity students are supposed to face if they copy paste stuff in assignments, in projects, in theses, or in papers, research papers, or anything you like them to write, even in synopsis. So if the issue is that do the students need to be concerned about it, my suggestion to you is that you have to make sure students are concerned about it. You have to talk openly about this in classrooms, and you have to make sure that the word gets out that NUML does not take plagiarism lightly. NUML takes it very seriously. One. Also, there are moral sides to this also, because if students cheat, the main thing is that why do students cheat? There are many theories about it. There are many people have different versions about it, and they are not very much surprised. Students would like to save time. Students would like to be lazy, and if they are not good at writing themselves, they are going to prefer that they can have an online thesis or any term paper available to them, and they can just change their names. They can just change their names, and they can be on. They can just submit their assignment, and nobody will know. Now, according to the policy here, all that we have going on in terms of, yes, madam.
My call dropped. क्या औरों के भी ऐसा हुआ था कि was it for me only?
No, this probably will keep happening a little because of the internet connection. You don't need to worry about that. You can always reconnect and rejoin. It will be just a momentary gap of a minute or something.
ठीक है sir.
So since there is a recording going on of this, you don't need to worry that you will miss anything.
ठीक है sir. ठीक है.
Thank you. All right, so what I was saying was that students would like to plagiarize for a number of reasons, and these number of reasons are not very many. There are very few of them. If students plan to be dishonest, that is the best thing that they can do is just to pick something from somewhere, some research carried out in Nepal, change Nepal to Pakistan, and change the figures to something that they can fabricate themselves, and they can produce their work. But the thing is that why this is really taking place? If you ask me, the first thing is because teachers or instructors, lecturers, whoever go to the classes to teach, do not touch this topic. They don't really consider this a topic at all. They don't speak about this in classrooms. Students complain that they have heard the word plagiarism for the first time when they reach the 4th semester. When they submit their thesis, they come to know of a monster as Turnitin, because nobody ever spoke to them about this. And if we see the chain, students are going to be told by the teachers. All right, who will tell the teachers? This is where you guys come in, because naturally if you are focal person in your regional campuses, this will come down to you in the future. I'm not talking about the past, I'm not talking about right now, I'm talking about the future, because students are going to be told by their teachers. Not all of your teachers are sitting right now in this conference, right? You are individually sitting representing the whole campus. So your teachers are actually relying on the information that you people pass on to them. Fine. You can do it yourself. One, you can have some company in your campus, some people who can assist you in giving orientations to teachers. Two, you can have my help always available. Every one of you knows, I have always told you, whenever you need me on Skype or any online channel, you can always ask me anytime in official office timings. I can be available, I can talk to them directly. If I cannot come to you, that is of course something that is difficult. But you have to understand that only blaming students that students produce plagiarized work does not solve the problem. You have to get it. This is related to you in your person also. You have issues. Everyone has issues. We have issues in main campus too. But the main thing is, if you are committed to something, you find a way out to get the message across. And if you have the back of the highest authorities in the university, that is the rector and DG, you don't really need to worry about it. If people say that who cares for plagiarism, you have normal plagiarism policy, you can put it in front of them. So there are things about plagiarized work. Students do it for many reasons. Some of them I have highlighted here. And this will be your job to tell people why this is wrong. Why this is wrong for any student to violate or to copy someone's work, because students honestly don't know why this is wrong, and you have to make sure that you let them know why this is wrong. Now comes a very crucial part, which students use as a shield against any time when they are caught cheating. And there are many people. I would start with the second one, that they say there is unintentional plagiarism. Many of us are going through this. Even you yourself, you can check when you are writing. Students keep coming to you wondering, I don't really know whether I copied or not. If you are seeing this on the screen, under unintentional plagiarism, we have things like this. You are not knowing citation standards. This is the one I have heard the most. If you say 80% students come down to me for this, even at MPhil PhD level, just saying that we don't know the citation styles. What is in-text citation? I mean, whenever I just use the word referencing, people say, you mean bibliography? So this is number one, and this is number most important. 80% people come down to me saying that they don't know citation standards. I think I should just say it very confidently. You are sensible people. You can tell me that this is no excuse at all. If you don't know the writing standards, or if you don't know the citation standards, this does not make you a free bird that you can just copy paste all that stuff that you can get online. This is not the case. So again, I'll keep relating this to the fact that who will tell them the citation standards? And my answer is going to be as same as ever, the teachers. And I'm telling you one thing, this is not necessarily only the research methodology teacher. The wrong conception that we have in Namal spread far and wide. This is not something to do with research methodology or thesis writing teacher only. And whoever is teaching poetry or whoever is teaching drama has no business with this. No, this is wrong. This is not the case. Every subject has students writing, and teachers just close their eyes, accept the assignments without even bothering about these things. Then I hope you understand, we cannot expect students to produce miracles at the end of their course, that is fourth semester, when they have to write thesis. So poor students learn about citations in the fourth semester straight away. You can understand how criminal this is on the part of the teachers themselves. Well, we will try to fix that also. Secondly, sloppy research and poor note-taking habits. Well, sloppy is a very small word here. I wish we had used some better word, because if you really plan not to do research, the actual one, and you just plan to copy paste it from somewhere for convenience sake, for laziness sake, or if you just want to get the degree, people just continue telling, we just want to get the degree. And I normally just say that who does not want to get the degree? You are no special. So if you want to get the degree, get it the right way. Do the proper research, and when you are doing research, you need to be in a habit of noting down the resources that you have used. Well, this is another issue. Third, the one that people categorize under their unintentional plagiarism, that is careless copy pasting of electronic sources. Well, careless in the sense that you copy paste so many sources that you forget yourself. What is that? All right. So again, this third one that we have, that is of careless copy pasting. Again, copy pasting in itself is bad, and when people do it without any order, without remembering how many things they have seen, how many things they have copied, and without giving proper resources, proper references or citations, this is equally bad. So now we'll come down to the deliberate one. A deliberate one does not really need much explanation. People deliberately copy, and for those people, the tools like Turnitin are actually very effective. I have seen for the people who are actually unintentionally becoming a victim of plagiarism, if they are properly coached, if they are properly taught, if they are properly told about citation standards, many of them work very well, because not everyone is a thief, not everyone wants to copy paste stuff right from the internet. There are very good students, very brilliant students, they want to work genuinely, and they innocently tell me none of their teachers ever spoke about citations, none of the teachers ever spoke about plagiarism or any such thing. So they are not at fault. Now let's have a look at a range of this is called the spectrum of offenses. You may like to call it the plagiarism spectrum. I hope this is not very small on your screens. All right, so if you see on the extreme left side,
it is, sir. Can it be made bigger?
Bigger. All right, just a minute. Is it okay? It should be.
Yes, sir, it is okay now.
All right.
You can go back to the previous one.
All right. All right. So this is what I spoke in the last one. Okay. And now I'm talking about the spectrum of offenses that is normally known as the plagiarism spectrum. Turnitin itself has a small document that I will share at the end of this presentation with you, which is known as the plagiarism spectrum. This is a really very useful resource for you people to keep, because it highlights the kind of plagiarism or the way students plagiarize. And that list is wonderful because it has been very carefully drafted. It highlights the maximum portions, the maximum types. These are 10 types. I will give you that resource for reading, and we will have a follow-up discussion on this tomorrow. From that, this is a small one. If you see over here, this just a minute. If you see over here, this one. So if you see that possibly unintentional plagiarism, just 1 minute please, just 1 minute. Actually we are having Hyderabad campus struggling with this, with installing all this. I just need to make sure that she also joins. Just give me 1 minute. So before you people get settled in Hyderabad as well, right now I'm in session with the people from all campuses through HEC's video conferencing link. If you have any question, you can type in the right side on the screen. There is a chat box. I'm talking to the Hyderabad campus. Just give me 1 minute. So you can type it over here if you can see. Can you see this? All right, good enough. So I'm going to keep talking to them, and while you can join, and at the end when we, of course, good enough. I think I saw you. All right, people, let's continue where we left off. All right, so we are back online. I was discussing with you the plagiarism spectrum, that is the possible kinds of plagiarism that you have to understand. Students will come. One is using a source too closely when paraphrasing. This is one of the kinds people keep telling that we did not intend to plagiarize, and when you ask them what were they doing, this is what they are doing. Using a source too closely when paraphrasing. This means that if there is a source you are using and you are trying to paraphrase from that in order to use it in your work, your paraphrase is not as good enough as to be called paraphrased. It's just like as good as original. So us case mein there are very little chances that you are differing from the original text. Because of that matter, this is going to be categorized as plagiarism. Second is building on someone's ideas without citations. This one is actually very commonplace. People keep using someone's ideas or even someone's data. For those of you sitting here in non-English disciplines, you will exactly know what I mean. Because in English, fine, we have data in English too, but in disciplines other than English, for example, management sciences, for example, we have in IR, we have the ones which involve surveys, quantitative data, or even in IT. What people normally do is that they use the data. Use data as it is, or they change a few values, few formulas, and take things right, left, up and down, and they are going to make sure that they are going to build their writing based on someone's ideas or data without citation, which is quite a big problem. You go on. The central one that we have here is I have seen few people victim of this one, which says copying from another source without citation on purpose or by accident. Well, by accident is a little hard to believe. On purpose is something I would like to stick to. Just 1 minute. All right. Now there is this one, this fourth category that we have here, hiring someone to write your paper. Well, this trend is catching fire at the moment. This trend is very hot because we have had cases that we discovered here, especially in PhD level, where there are price tags. In master's level, there are price tags. People can write full-fledged thesis for you. And I've just recently come across a website. Somebody sent me a link that in Islamabad people are working for giving them services. I'll share the link with you and just look at the website and you will be shocked what kind of services people are offering. What should I say, confidence people are giving to those students who don't really want to work. And we are not poor people. So what they are going to bank on is that they are going to make sure that you spend some money and you get your work done. Simple as that. And clean and easy. So the only proof that you have from a student about his work is the work itself. You don't have anything else. right? So if the student gives you something in writing, this is the only proof you have. So अगर वो writing जो आपको दी जा रही है, if that has been worked on by person A, person B, person C, you have no proof. हाँ, if you, अगर हमारे यहाँ system ये होता कि if a person would stand in front of you and defend his work in words, just like a proper defense that takes place in countries where they want you to present your work, and your judgment is not based on your written work only, but on the spoken word also, फिर बहुत से लोग मारे जाते. But since this does not happen here, we have seen this happening. I'm sharing something a little different with you. We have seen this happening in a PhD defense here. Now, if the person not here, I think a friend told me in another university. I don't want to quote. But what he said was that it was very clear that the person who was defending did not know much about his work. Now, that should give you an idea what I'm trying to say. That you have produced a document which is good enough, but the problem is that the person who's written it does not really know much about it. So, well, what should I say? That's even a huge issue. So, we have hiring someone to write your paper going on a lot. By paper, you can put thesis or any assignment or anything. And buying, stealing or borrowing a paper, well, buying is a little less in Pakistan. Thankfully, we don't have people carrying credit cards to buy it online, but there are people, just people have different universities, they say that fine, if you want test papers or this and that, we can provide you one payment. This trend is catching on as well. But the point is, why should you know all this? I have just one thing that I need to say about this. The reason why you should know about all of this, starting from here, going on to this extreme, is because if you don't know this, you don't really know who are you dealing with. Your students, yes, but your students are citizens of the world outside the university as well, and they know far more options than you do. So your knowledge of all this that is taking place right now is very crucial for you to get a grip of where to tap the issue. This is one. All right, so here comes the sensitive part: how to avoid plagiarism. All right, audio input, Mr. Rao Kashif from Lahore. Well, we are trying, but even if, because on my side this is okay, even if there are some timeouts or unclear audio you are experiencing, don't worry, we have this this session recorded, and you will get the recording which will be loud and clear, I'm very sure. Don't worry about that, okay? Because if you are experiencing a little bit of difficulty, delays in the audio or the video, because we are simultaneously doing the audio video stuff, so this is going to, of course, weigh a little heavy on the internet connection that you are sitting on. And one more thing for the future, that the internet connection that you are sitting on will definitely be the university's, as well as it will be shared. So we will see if you can sit on an internet connection or an internet device where only you are using it, so that you can have smoother interaction with us. Okay, we will try to fix that. All right, so how to avoid plagiarism? Well, there are so many stories, there are so many ways of putting this. People keep telling you that. You can keep telling this to the students also. Yes, they have to manage their time. But before we say that they have to manage their time, we have to see whether the teachers can manage their time also, so that they can not pressure the students. We are even trying to work this out, because I think, I want to confirm it from you, that in Masters in English, do we have the research procedure starting at the 3rd semester? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
All right, I get one yes. I hope others
Yes, sir.
also. All right.
Yes, sir.
How about the other disciplines like MBA and other ones, the management sciences or economics? When do they start?
In this month.
In this month. No, but in the last semester or in any other semester?
In the last semester.
In management sciences, this is the last semester. All right.
Yeah.
So what we are trying to do here is, we are trying to make sure that students have their work started not in this last semester but in the second last, so that they can manage their time properly and give you less excuses excuses that we did not have time, we had subjects to study and all that. Secondly, keep track of your resources. देखें यहाँ से जो चीजें start हो रही हैं, I will keep telling you, and you will be bored of listening to this, that these are the things teachers have to take to their classrooms. Again, who will tell the teachers? That's why you are sitting here. We will make sure that slowly and gradually through some phases, phase 1, phase 2, somebody's mic is on, please. I'll be appreciating if you just switch it off for some time. So teachers have to make sure that they go to the classrooms and tell the students that they have to keep track of the resources when they are, जिसको कहते हैं research techniques or note taking techniques or resources gathering techniques, they are very small things to tell. I'm not saying इन पे lectures होते हैं, इस पे एक lecture आप students को दें. Students will be happy that you told them the proper thing. You prepared them for the proper thing. One, and then distinguish your ideas from the ideas or ideas in other sources. I wish teachers themselves know this. There are very few teachers who know this clearly. How to differentiate between your ideas and the ideas of the author. Students even keep telling you that I don't know how the writer I studied wrote the same thing that I was thinking. Have you come across this funny thing? We have come across this a lot. I come across this, I think, a dozen times a day. People, the Aristotles and Platos come to my room and tell me, I don't know why. I wrote the same line, I thought of the same line, and it occurred that when I read it, I saw the same. Let me give you an example. We had a session here with Masters in English student. I just remembered this, by the way. What they did was, I asked them to write a passage about anything of their choice and give that to me, and I wanted to check it on Turnitin, and I wanted to demo that how Turnitin works. And interestingly, one of the students wrote a passage about Facebook, and the first line was Facebook is oh my God, my memory. Facebook is something like a very huge social media or something like that. Full stop. And this was just like 6-line paragraph. Imagine I processed that through Turnitin. The originality report came in. The next day we all sat together. I opened the reports because I wanted to demo on the screen that everybody should see that how sources are put side by side and how the originality is checked. What is plagiarism? What is problem of citation and everything? Sorry. So the first line was highlighted. The student was literally swearing. I swear I wrote it myself. I said, I don't doubt you. I'm not saying that you copy pasted it, but she was just insisting. How is it possible that whatever I'm thinking is already on the internet? मैंने कहा, you should check how is your thinking formed by the things you read or study or watch online. We don't even know. आपको नहीं अंदाजा होगा कि कितना unconsciously our brains are being filled with the information we see online. You keep watching movies, you keep reading blogs, you keep reading news online. They actually frame the language in your head. So when you speak, you are not even sure whatever you are writing as I'm writing this myself. Where are the ideas coming from? I'm not saying that the ideas can be copied. They can be copied, but just imagine that our brain is capable of remembering sentence structures, good words, good expressions. Our brain is capable of that. Many of us deliberately try to remember excellent sentence structures. So वो जब हमारी vocabulary का part बनते हैं, they become a part of us. They result in unintentional, unconscious reproduction of the things we read online. We will never admit that. So I spent this much time on point number 3 over here. Distinguish your ideas from the ideas in other sources. This is very, very difficult and of course important. Number 4, my favorite. Be careful when working with others. And by this I mean trust no one. You must have heard this cliche so many times in so many places on media. Trust no one. literally this is a huge problem now, because with flash drives, people going to internet cafes to take printouts, to study material, और आप यूनिवर्सिटी में बैठते हैं, you just look up the material online, store it on your flash drive, take it to your house, copy it to your flash drive, फिर उसी flash drive में you copy the pictures of convocation, फिर वही flash drive 6 दोस्तों के घर जाती है. You have no idea what your flash drive is carrying here and there. You will never know where your work was leaked. There are people who try to email themselves the document. Yes, that is one way of doing this to secure the work. There are people who try to use online cloud services like Dropbox, like Box.net, or so many others. That's even better. But please understand, you have to work with yourself only. And by working with yourself, I mean only you should know where your document is. Yes, you have friends. There are people who take your document written, printed or soft copy just to say, I just want to have a look. मुझे सिर्फ idea लेना है. But I'm telling you, this is the biggest fallacy. We have spotted so many cases of identical assignments in a classroom. होता ये है कि एक assignment 2-3 लोग produce कर देते हैं, and everybody comes crying and swearing that I was the one who's the original author, and you will never know who was the real original author of the document. This is point number 4. It needs to be told to the students very, very openly. Last, think of consequences. I hope you agree with me that the points I'm mentioning here need to be made clear to the teachers so that teachers can very convincingly speak about them standing in the classrooms. Otherwise, this is never going to work. Students need to know what are the consequences of plagiarizing at NAML. Simple as that. And there are people who are supervised by supervisors which are outside NAML, and the supervisors outside NAML always tell that we were never told. This is something I hear and I am really surprised. This is a strange thing. They say we were never told, and I ask, आपके student ने आपको बताया? No, never. So I know students play the trick of not telling their supervisors. Supervisors उनको अपने account details दे देते हैं कि जाएं process करके ले आएं. We have to finish this. We have to stop this. We have to make sure that we send out written clear instructions to the supervisor. जब आप किसी को supervisor hire करते हैं, supervisor approval form के साथ आप उनको एक paper दें जिस पे लिखा हो कि these are the things which are prohibited, not allowed at NAML. अगर आपके account से या आपके student ने कोई ऐसा काम किया, so you know what is going to happen, because consequences is something everybody is afraid of. So we have to make sure students know the consequences, and the supervisors and their teachers, everybody should know the consequences loud and clear. Let's go ahead. And now we have a few things about proper citations. This is, I would like to skip about that because you have to tell students know what to cite and know how to cite. These are the two main things. We will try to carry out a session on how to cite things as well. And proper citation continued. Now, these are a few things that people would like to go on. Yes?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
जी.
I'd like to ask, ये आपने since वो citation की बात है बीच में लिखा हुआ, I wanted to clarify again, do we follow MLAs only for English?
No, not necessarily.
Because I have asked from NAML Islamabad and they've told me for linguistics as well as literature, it is ML style.
No, actually the thing is, we don't really have anything like this at the moment. If I say that we have to stick to one of them, the thing is, if you are told by the English department in the main campus that you have to stick to what should I say, MLA style, you do. You don't really have to think twice about it. You have to. The thing is, every discipline that we have at NAML, it's the department's initiative themselves that they would like you to stick to one format. देखिए, होता ये है ना कि if they say you have to follow MLA, there is no specific or special MLA of NAML. It's the same MLA that is going outside. Lekin universities do have the privilege or the leverage of customizing a few things inside it. So if they say follow MLA style in MA English thesis, you have to stick to this. In other disciplines, we have APA Chicago going on. ये universities decide कर लेती हैं. Every university decides it. हमने customize नहीं किया हुआ. There are universities internationally which customize the format to their needs. We have that happening in MPhil PhD. That we have, we would like students to write in APA style. That is okay. लेकिन हमारे title pages जो हैं, we have tried to customize them a little bit. So there should be no problem with that. There should be no problem with that.
That's okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. So we were talking about academic dishonesty. 4 definitions you should know. I'm just bringing this up for your information so that you should have an idea how can people be dishonest when they write. Plagiarism is at number 4. Let me zoom things for you. Over here, this is number 4. Now let's go from bottom to up. Plagiarism number 4, we have discussed plagiarism so far at length. Let's see number 3, facilitating academic dishonesty. That means intentionally or knowingly helping or attempting to help another to commit an act of academic dishonesty. Well, that means that you are trying to help your friend to cheat. Well, this is very commonplace now. This number 2 is actually this is actually something that has created a lot of fuss and problem. Fabrication. Fabrication is something where human eye of an examiner, of a teacher is going to only check. There is no other way this could be checked. What does this mean? Intentional falsification or invention of any information or citation in an academic exercise. My God, invention. Just imagine a student falsifying the facts. It's just like writing from your brain. Just as straight away writing from your brain. Nothing else. Just sit down, start imagining that I went to Cadet College Sakhar. Just start imagining. And I did a research on 8th class students for 2 months and I gave them this questionnaire और फिर 2 बंदे बिठा के आप वो 50 questionnaire भरवा भी लेते हैं just for the sake अगर किसी ने पूछ लिया तो आप दिखा दें हाँ मैंने भरवाए थे. ठीक है? I hope you are following what I am saying. This is very common and many people have been blamed or rightfully caught doing this. जिसको कहते हैं ना desk research. आप अपने desk से उठे ही नहीं और आपने इतने facts fabricate कर दिए कि this is for the examiners, this is for the evaluators of the thesis to judge whether the research really took place or not. This is a plague. This is a crime that everybody is trying to fight. People are trying to create things. My God, create research. This is a huge.
Can I say one thing?
Yep.
Can I say that? So you have facilitating academic dishonesty. You know the students, they're doing it. And the teachers, they're doing it in the sense that the teachers, they're not putting in their efforts and they're effortless. उनका भी काम है और students भी उन teachers से पूछ रहे हैं कि ठीक है हमें यहाँ कोई पूछता है.
I will touch this.
तो सर नहीं वो कहते हैं turn it in में तो आप जो भी लिख देंगे gibberish language whatever you're going to write that is going to be checked for plagiarism, that's all, but it does not have to make sense.
I'm coming to that. Just give me 1 minute. I'm coming to that. Lastly, we have intentional use or attempting to use unauthorized material, information or study aids in any academic exercise. Please understand the term here, unauthentic. This one, if you can see, unauthentic materials और information. यहाँ पे एक जो सबसे बड़ा इशू बन रहा है इस वक्त, by यहाँ से I don't mean here, I mean generally in academic writing or research writing, is that people are using or quoting information that does not have the documented proof. and they try to document or they try to reference that. आप ऐसी कोई बात लिखेंगे which does not have an academic backing, you are definitely going to have questions whoever reads your document, because you have to be authentic when you write. So if you say there are more than 6,000 languages in the world, this is I would just quickly say a few things about it. Teachers like us normally believe that we teach for so many years, so much that now our subject and all the things inside it are sort of general knowledge to us. We know them just like the back of our hand. We know it so much. Like अगर मैं मुझसे को पूछे आप कहेंगे what is language, I give you that classic definition. Language is a tool of communication. And if you ask about what is literature, literature की definition मिस की बहुत smart सी छोटी सी है. Everybody will keep telling you that. इसी तरह when it comes to figures, we will say that yes, even I'm telling you, you cannot openly or very conveniently say there are 6,000 languages in the world. आपने कहीं पढ़ लिया 6,000 की फिगर आ गई, आपसे कोई बंदा क्वेश्चन कर ले, why not 5,999? Why 6,000 complete, or why more than 6,000? Where did you get that figure? So this is where the trouble starts. You have to avoid any unauthorized material information or any unauthentic thing that you don't really are sure of. If you don't find the resource of something, and please understand, internet is not completely authentic. For instance, I have a blog. I write on my blog. I keep posting things there. Today I posted there. Now just listen to this. Because everybody can freely say anything anywhere on internet. On my blog page, I have just written, for instance, that it usually snowfalls in Islamabad every year. Okay? Now, is there a way to challenge this? I don't think so. No way. Because I wrote it. It's online. आप रिसर्च कर रहे हैं और आप रिसर्च कर रहे हैं इस्लामाबाद के वेदर के बारे में, और यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वेदर्स इन पाकिस्तान. ठीक, आप मुख्तलिफ शहरों की बात करेंगे, एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट यू व्हेन इट कम्स टू कैपिटल, नाउ you are an outsider and you are talking about weathers in Pakistan. So you reached my blog. You saw that there is a blog entry. It's an authentic website like WordPress. It exists there, and you will just quote me. You go to the citation and you will quote me. And I have said that it usually snowfalls in Islamabad every day. I have lied. I have completely lied. हो सकता है कि I am talking about this in summer and it's so burning hot that I wrote for fun that right now it is snowfalling in Islamabad like every year. So who knows? The problem is that such unauthentic stuff that is so much on internet, people continue using that and conveniently quoting that I got it from internet, ये source है, ये website है. So how am I just trying to cheat? So we have a number of issues that we have to address here. This brings us to the close of today's session, where we have tried to talk about plagiarism generally. There are two things I would like you to do. If you have to note this down, please. There are two things you have to do. One, if you could see, why do people plagiarize? By people we mean students, of course. One, these are sort of two tasks that you have to carry out by tomorrow. I need to receive this in my email by tonight so that I can see and discuss with you by tomorrow. Not more than 6 lines written on each of them. 6 solid, good, thoughtful lines written on each of them. One is this: why do students plagiarize? And number 2, what can we do to prevent it? I would like to hear you. I would like to listen to something very practical from you. Please understand, it's 6 lines each. That makes it 12 lines total. But please remember, that you have to make sure that you say something good, and you don't have to produce a paragraph, you don't have to give me, what should I say, preamble or prelude to writing it, just answer the question straight away. Okay? That's it for today. Now I'm open to answer your questions. Whoever wants to ask a question can raise hand, I can tell, then you can turn on your mic and then we can talk, so that not everybody turns on the mic at once.
Sir, I can't see myself, so I don't know whether I'm raising my hand or not.
Well, we can see you, you can raise your hand, we can tell you yes, it is up.
Okay, why can't I see myself? You know, I'm technically कोई backward हूँ या मैं क्या, मुझे मसला मुझे नहीं पता कि क्या मसला है.
Well, this should not happen, by the way. Can others see themselves? Can others see themselves? Say yes, say no.
Yes, I can see myself.
Abid can see himself. Who else can see himself? And Kashif Sah from Lahore. Can you see yourself? And this is from Quetta. Yes, we have a question from Quetta. Please go ahead. Yes, we have a question from Quetta.
Am I audible?
I can't hear you. You are very far from the computer.
Sir, am I audible now?
Little. Carry on.
Yes, sir. I'm very thankful for this enlightening session. I just want to request you that the major problem which we come across when I'm supervising my research student is that they bring up this issue that how can we avoid plagiarism when we are to entitle a research topic. So in our next session, if you please throw light on this.
Okay, I got you, and I'll just answer that right now. If you could just make sure that you have the mic somewhere positioned close, because the sound was very little. I could hardly hear you, but I tried my sharp ears to understand the full question. Okay. Now, when it comes to titles of the research, you're talking about how can we be sure that the student has chosen a title which has not already been done. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Most of the time.
Madam, this is very difficult to do, because the thing is, titles are just how many words? I think not more than 10 to 15 words, or maybe 20. So students possibly should not even think of copying the title as it is. But again, the thing is that at Namal in main campus, I have come to know that they have a list of topics. But you know, title does not really amount to a huge amount of data. It is just 10 to 15 words. So for students to, of course, nobody should encourage them to even copy that. But for them, this is not a big deal. I mean, topic title jo hai, that can be settled. So I don't really think that's a huge issue. The huge issues are coming afterwards. कि आप synopsis में क्या करते हैं, और then it comes to the chapters. मेरा ख्याल है वो ज़्यादा bigger issues हैं where students need to be very much coached. And of course teachers do have ideas किस topic पे काम हो चुका है, लेकिन it is better that if you could maintain a list of topics in your campus. Ji, please go ahead.
Sir, I was not talking about title, I was talking about the topic. For example, if a novel is Budget Height, they bring up a lot of topics, but they say that how can we avoid the repetition of ideas in that. For example, revenge is the major theme of that novel. So most of the work has been done on it. So how can we guide them that
the problem is who will decide कि इस पे इतना काम हो चुका है? Who will decide that? That is what I am saying. देखें, this is very easy to say कि इस author पे बहुत काम हो चुका है, या इस idea पे पहले research हो चुकी है. But the problem is Where do we have a database of all this? HEC has a database of MPhil और PhD topics, PhD thesis database बनी हुई है. हम मास्टर्स लेवल की बात कर रहे हैं. मास्टर्स लेवल इतना ज़्यादा है पूरे पाकिस्तान में कि आप एक यूनिवर्सिटी से दूसरी यूनिवर्सिटी में ट्रैवल कर जाएं, you won't be able to find out कि किस चीज़ पे कितना काम हो चुका है. The only way to check that is online. आप वो टॉपिक ऑनलाइन लिखते हैं, आपको पता लग जाता है कि इस पे 500 बंदों ने पहले काम किया हुआ है. ये थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी है. I mean, this is not easy. Since you are in Namal, so what we can maximum do is that since everybody is listening to this, हर सेमेस्टर में ये हर कैंपस में ये सजेस्ट किया जाए डिपार्टमेंट्स को कि वो अपने पास टॉपिक्स की they can maintain a list. So that whenever the coming students will keep adding to that list, and whenever there are new students, they can make sure that the list is consulted and the topics are seen. Now this is one option. This is one way. Okay? Anyone else has any question before we? Please.
Yes, sir. It's not a question, it's a request. The thing that you said in the beginning, that you would be sharing the course outline of this particular course with us, as well
Yep.
as this presentation that you said that I'll give you online. So if you can
Deal.
kindly send this over to us, then it will be easier for us to give our own ideas about the questions that you've asked.
You will get this right away before 1 o'clock, inshallah. Okay?
Okay. Both the things then.
Don't worry. I'll send you a third one for free also.
Okay, sir. That's good.
Anyone else?
Sir,
Anyone else has a
are you
question?
going to address this this academic dishonesty part again in the next sessions, perhaps?
I will try. Tomorrow our discussion is...
That is what is dishonesty coming on the part of the teachers, especially the teachers of
Well, we will try to touch it both sides. And one more thing is that tomorrow our topic is online document checking. Like Turnitin service is one of them. We will go to the other possibilities that students keep telling us and telling you. What do we really face in terms of free online plagiarism check? Tomorrow our topic is that. So please be here at 9:45 comfortably so that we can have the connection established. And your tomorrow's task, I gave you one at the end of presentation. Number 2, when you join tomorrow, or you can keep trying today, change your screen names, because since this is being recorded, so that the recording has your screen name as well as your campus. Like for example, we have Peshawar campus, it is Irfan Peshawar campus. Fine, this is okay. We have Quetta campus. The name on screen we see is Ayub. This should probably be the name of the person, whoever is attending, _Quetta. And then we have M Kashif in Faisalabad. This should be Kashif _Faisalabad campus. Abid Salim should be Abid _Multan campus. And we have...
How can we change the name of screen? How can we change the screen name?
Okay, fine. If you could tell me which Windows do you have? Windows 7 or which one?
Sorry, I couldn't get you.
Which Windows do you have?
Windows 8.
All right. What happens is that we are going to send you an email, all of you, and in that email we will explain the process of changing the screen name. Okay?
Sure.
All right.
Can you just repeat tomorrow's lecture title?
That is online document checking.
Okay.
I'll send you all the documents, and please make sure that during this course you keep checking your emails very frequently. I won't ask you to do much on it. I won't ask you to do much of the things in replying to the email, but your getting the email and acknowledging that you got the email is very important for every day. All right?
Okay.
All right. I hope this is it for today. See you inshallah at 9:45 tomorrow.
9:45?
Because we start at 10, so you need to be a little bit beforehand here so that we can start in time.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Allah Hafiz.